Hi, thanks for watching. Andy here. Let's look at the astrology and what's going on. And there's another thing that isn't directly a part of the astrology, but it is about to be the autumn equinox. That's coming up on Sunday the 23rd. That is when day length and night length are equal. Some people mistakenly call it one of the solstices. It isn't, because the solstice is either the longest day or the shortest day. This is equal day and night length, and that is coming up on Sunday. Marks the turning of the year, of course, and we don't have the best weather in the northern hemisphere. It's not necessarily the most cheerful time, but it is a good time because it does mean that the year is turning. We're coming up to Christmas, and love it or hate it, and I must admit I'm not a massive fan myself. That Christmas thing, you get a lot of cheerful stuff going on then, don't you? It's not a bad thing, really, goodness me. Anyway, enough about that. That's the last thing we want to be thinking about, really. We start the day with the moon in Aquarius. People still chasing after knowledge, people still coming together in groups, and that going reasonably well. People also needing their own independence. Well, we move a bit further into that kind of two-way thing as the moon enters Pisces. Essentially tomorrow, it's in the early hours of tomorrow in the States and Canada, but the moon does enter Pisces. Then it's a bit more emotional. You do get those two fishes swimming in opposite directions a bit, but they're also very good at coming back and swimming together. So with a bit of luck, that will put right everything we might have been wondering about during Aquarius. I certainly hope so. Anyway, the moon is going to go void in Aquarius 18:13 this evening UK time. That means 10:30 a.m. Pacific, 1:30 p.m. On the Eastern Daylight Time coast. Gosh, it's really hard to remember all these things, but I'm just about managing it. Today we have day 13 of the moon cycle. Some say it's negative, but in the Vedic tradition of astrology it is very auspicious indeed. It has a lot to do with important beginnings, improving relationships, and finding good ways of spending time. Not just productive ways, but pleasant ways as well, because that is important. As much as anything productive, it's good to enjoy life. Doesn't sound like a biggie, does it? But that's because we live in a world where it's all kind of money, and the worse time we're having, the better it's supposed to be. But I don't believe that myself. I think it's really good to find pleasant ways of spending time. I think it's actually quite important. Lunar Mansion 26 is with us, all about love and affection, union. Good for love and marriage, as you might imagine with that title. Good for health and healing. Travelling by land is good. Farming and gardening are good. Even quite a positive indication in terms of commerce and making money today. Not so good for building, not so good for sea journeys. There we go. I don't often go into that because, those are, you might call them minor aspects, but they're going on all the time. They are a big part of things, and they certainly are worth looking at. So we have that Aquarius moon still, only just. She's 86.7% now, waxing gibbous, gibbous being the opposite of crescent. And the full moon, of course, is coming up in UK time anyway, 3:52 a.m. on Sunday. It will be much later at night than that the night before in the States and Canada. And very late on the 25th, which let me just check because I've lost the sight of the thing now. Now that is actually next Tuesday. So it will be very late next Tuesday in New Zealand on that side of the world. Anyway, back to today. The moon is square Jupiter. Things could get a bit overblown. People could be a little bit more confident. It's always good to be confident, but you can be overconfident, and push too far forward with something that isn't ready. So do look out for that. Evaluate critically, not just yourself, other people as well. Feelings could be misleading. Things could just get overdone. But it ought to be a pleasant time. It ought to be a fairly comfortable time somehow. Maybe not throughout the day, maybe not throughout our lives, but somehow, some way, it ought to be pleasant. Mercury is void in Virgo, so there's a lot of nervous energy. There's schedules falling apart, failing communications, that kind of thing. We also expect to see changes or unusual weather conditions. Well, goodness me, we've been seeing them for quite a while now. In fact, you know what? Unusual weather conditions today would be really nice, calm, sunny, happy day. That would be great, wouldn't it? It would be very unusual, so I hope that's what's coming. You never know with Mercury. People associate Mercury with sort of troubles and problems. It's no bad thing, it really isn't. Venus is trine Neptune. Mars is void in Aquarius, so you do have that sort of push me, pull you effect in relationships still going on, but that is really what makes relationships astrology.com. Actually, no sunspots on the sun. Let's have a look. The harvest moon coming up 24th of September in some places, that's true. But there are massive geomagnetic storms actually building up, and they're likely to start building up right on the equinox, right on September the 23rd. So I'm afraid we're not out of the crazy weather yet. I hope we are for today, though, because goodness me, I've had enough of crazy weather, and I bet you have as well. Okay, thanks very much for watching, folks. Keep it whatever. No, I'm not going to say that. Okay, right. Have a great day, and I hope I will see you tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it. Take care. Goodbye.